Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to Saugus TV, Saugus SGTV, whatever capacity the TV station is in right now. I have Mr. Ravagno here, who is basically the president, chairman, or whatever the capacity he's in controlling Saugus TV today. And I'm going to basically act as a moderator today and ask him a few questions about what's happening in the community and what his hopes are and aspirations for Saugus TV. And I'm going to ask him a few background questions about the history of the programming at the station, what has been done. How can we get some more community involvement into this TV station, which is now, right now, I think at a low level of community involvement. There's not a lot of people out here that are actually coming down and using the studio, from what I'm hearing from the staff and members here. There's a lot of trained people that want to volunteer. The TV station is looking for volunteers that want to learn to use this equipment, that want to know how to edit the programs and do things that are advantageous to the community. So we need a lot of community involvement in here, ladies and gentlemen. We need people to come down here and be involved. There's trying to form a list of volunteers, and that goes from high school to all kinds of level, in elementary, not elementary, but junior high school kids that want to come down here and learn the programming that can be done down here. And there's a lot of people who can put together their own shows by using the staff if people will get off the couch, get away from their remote control, stop playing with their miserable little video games at home or whatever they're doing, and start to get involved in here. And I'm sure there's a lot of clubs within the high school and in the junior high school level. There's a lot of students that may have an interest, and I hope some of the parents here will take an interest in getting the kids involved and bring them down here and learning what's in this station in the community. So I'd like to start out and introduce Mr. Ravagno here. And Mr. Ravagno, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Saugus resident, chairman of SCTV. I've been on the board over almost 2 years now. I'm an Air Force engineer. I work full-time for the Air Force, and I like my job. A lot of fun. And it's a lot of fun down here, too.
What do you think of that flight that went into the ocean in Malaysia?
I can't believe they didn't find it.
Yeah, I mean, so it's very interesting that we can track someone on a cell phone within 3 feet of where they are, yet we can't find a plane with how many people on it?
250.
Yes, a multitude of people that's sort of flying, and it's sort of just blipped away for some reason.
Well, you're former military. You know what it's about. It's about the requirement and money. So if it fills a requirement and they've got the money, they'll go do it, I'm sure.
Okay. What do you know about the history of this channel itself? About how it was formed and when it was first created? How far back it goes as a TV station, as an entity? I believe it was started roughly in the 1970s or 80s in the community when there was Warner Cable and Continental Cable. And then what happened after that when the, I guess Warner and Comcast or Continental stopped, I guess, doing the production here? I guess that then it turned into what type of an organization? It turned into a 2007, I believe it's PEG Access or something like that?
Well, it's always been PEG Access. So what happened is back in, we'll say 1980, Continental had the station, Time Warner had it after that, and then finally Comcast had it. Comcast, the big corporation that they are, basically washed their hands of all the PEG access. They didn't want any part of it. So they stuck all the municipalities with all the PEG access TV stations that are around everywhere. So basically what they did is they turned it over to the towns. So there was a contract back in 2006 that they got written up, and it was presented in 2007. Which was, it's basically the guidelines that we're running under right now. The guidelines, I want to say.
Well, excuse me a second. Under what type of a corporation formality are you running those now?
We're incorporated.
Okay, as a what? As a profit, non-profit?
Oh, sorry, as a 501c3.
Okay, and what does that mean as a 501c3?
Well, basically we're a charity. So if everybody looks at their cable bills, they'll see that there's a 47-cent line item on there. And I'm thinking that all the late payments as well come to this station quarterly. And what that does, it finances everything that's down here, which is about roughly $92,000 a quarter.
So there are funds coming from an entity, which is the cable access, yeah. Access in the community, which is what, Comcast?
Comcast.
So correct. Comcast is giving funds which are being deposited into an account.
Correct.
On a basis of the subscriptions that they have within the community.
Correct.
So DirecTV would have no input on this
So
whatsoever?
if you have satellite TV or I don't know, internet TV, anything like that. No, you don't contribute to this.
Okay, so and that Comcast money comes in, and how do you know how much comes in all the time?
Actually, we don't. We get, well, the town. It used to be us, but that's a long story. The town gets a direct check from Comcast.
Okay, so the town gets a direct check, and that goes into an account.
Right now, it goes into a segregated account with the town.
Okay, so and who's controlling that segregated account right now?
I would think that the treasurer of Saugus would be controlling that right now.
Okay, and what is that money that's in there designated for, and what can it be used for?
Okay, according to Massachusetts general law, I forget the number off the top of my head, but I know the law. PEG money is for PEG Access TV only.
And what is PEG Access TV?
PEG Access is public, educational, and government television.
Okay, so yeah, but okay, could that money be used for like snow plowing?
No.
Okay, so it has to be used specifically
For the station.
for the 501c3
Charity, exactly.
charity. Can that money be designated to like another corporation for anything else? Like it has to be another. Does it have to be another 501c3 that it's designated for?
Pretty sure that money allocated to a 501c3 has to be designated to another 501c3 if, by chance, we want to take that route. So, if we, if there's a need.
Okay, if there's a need. So, I mean, you couldn't just go running around handing out funds indiscriminately for any other project you wanted. In other words, you couldn't just say, I want to sponsor a billboard on Route 1 for Saugus Cable TV as advertising.
No, I couldn't do that.
Okay, so no, not the board. You are the board.
Well, it depends. If it's considered the business under PEG, that's what it's for.
Okay.
So,
So
anything
like
for
an
the
advertisement on Route 1 wouldn't be appropriate?
Well, it's not appropriate to do something like that, but if, say, we're putting something in the paper,
Okay.
I could pay to have an ad in the paper as long as it's got to do with the business of SCTV.
Meaning what? Like you're trying to get volunteers to come down here?
Right. The board voted last night to extend the board by 2 members.
How many members does it have now?
5.
Okay, who are the members of the board now?
Right now, it's myself. As
What capacity?
I'm the chairman. David Cottam is the vice chair. Janice DeRose is the treasurer. Tom Lucy is the secretary. And Chris Petridge is director.
And so you're hoping to expand 2 more people onto this board?
Yeah, 2 more onto the board, which will be bringing it back to the 7-member board. That going back to what we had back in previous to the agreement of July 2012.
Okay, so that means this was the board that was constituted in 2007 that had 7 members on it?
Correct.
Now, how are these 2 members going to come onto the board?
Well, if you go by the 2007 bylaws, because it's in the middle of the year and the annual meeting isn't until this fall, the board gets to elect 2 people onto those positions temporarily until the election.
Oh, okay, so you're telling me now. So should people in the community who want to be on this board and want to take an active part on this board, will they supply an application? How would you go? Does this just a flag goes up and someone on the house comes in? I mean, do these people have to apply? They have to have some background. I mean, where can these people come from, and who would they? What would you think they really want them from?
So here's what we did last night. We voted on it, and our admin Joanne is going to be putting ads in the paper. B board. That's channel 8, 9, and 22. We run a board. It'll be advertised on there. And what we're looking for is members in good standing.
What do you mean by member in good standing?
Well, we have members
Yeah.
that are members of SCTV.
Yeah.
They're our voters.
Okay.
They get to vote in the election. And they really don't even have to be a member. If there's a Saugus resident, basically, who could pass a query, that has interest in being on the board, that fills the qualifications that we're looking for. Basically, that's it. So what we ask people to do is send their resumes to SCTV, 1 Pierce Drive, Saugus, Massachusetts, 01906, and put it to the attention of SCTV directors.
What type of qualifications are you looking for? What would you think would make someone want to be more qualified than someone else then to apply for the board?
Well, there's several things you could do. We're looking for either local businessmen that know how to run a company, basically, somebody who has been in past involved with cable, meaning with the operations of cable, people who are savvy in the world around cable TV, basically. That's what we're looking for.
So, I mean, you wouldn't just pick someone out of the community who had an interest in being on the board, like someone who was in the community, let's say, who was just a community person who lives in the community.
Ideally, what we're looking for is someone from our membership who's came down, knows the station, who's taken the classes, because we teach video here as well. Someone who's been involved with the station in the past, someone in good standing with the station. You know, people like that. That's basically what we're looking for.
I hear this, what's this Saugus Concerned Citizens? Would you accept someone from that onto the board?
We'll look
If they want to have a voice onto the board, if they have those qualifications, would those people allowed to become onto the board? Would you think if they have an interest in it?
Here's what my answer to that is we're looking to be an apolitical board. We're hoping that the people that come onto the board don't have an agenda. We're looking for people that wholeheartedly have the best interest of this place at heart, and not those that basically, I don't know.
Rebels, dissidents.
Yeah, well, whatever you want to call them. Talking about that, we recently received in the mail a nice T-shirt, anonymously, from, I guess, Saugus Concerned Citizens.
Well, it says Saugus Concerned Citizens.
Saugus Concerned Citizens.
Concerned citizens.
Correct.
Concerned. Okay, so I mean, but that could come from anyone. Let's be truthful. Someone could have made it up and sent it to you from them. So this has come anonymous from them.
Well,
and no terrorist organization has laid claim to such a tragedy like the flight that occurred in Malaysia. So you did get something. Something was sent to the. Was that sent in an envelope to this station? Who received it, by the way?
Janice Drills received it, and I'm only asking. Whoever sent this, to be fair to everybody else, can you send about 8 more of these? Because I've got a ton of people that would like.
What size is it, by the way?
This is it's an extra large.
All right.
So
we really don't know where that came from, but it did come here to the station. Okay, so you did get something anonymously to the station. Was it bomb sniffed? Was everything checked out?
We had the DNA on this checked out.
The DNA has been checked out.
We think we know where it came from.
And it's going to be admissible as evidence.
Yeah.
But there's no terrorist threat here whatsoever
No,
at
none
the
at all.
station.
No.
You don't assume there's any type of action going to be taken here against the station. Plus, I don't think there's any windows here either for bricks to come through, is there?
Oh, yeah, there is right there. See?
There is a couple of windows. Okay, so that wasn't attached to a brick and it didn't
not
come
at
through a
all.
window. It came via the United States Postal Service to the station. Okay, who opened it?
I did.
Oh, you opened it.
I opened it.
That's interesting. Wow, was it directed to you?
No, it wasn't directed to me. It was
Why'd you
directed-
open it?
Because I figured I was qualified to open an envelope, so I did it.
Did it come first class postage or express?
It came first class postage.
It shows you that the United States Post Office is still doing service to the community.
That's right.
And even
It
though it's
worked.
costing the taxpayers millions and millions of dollars a debt every year, it's still a very efficient organization as it can deliver something anonymously to someone else.
right.
And I'm sure that they were asked when they delivered that package if it contained anything hazardous at our lovely post office before it came here.
It could be deemed
Wasn't
hazardous.
insured, was it?
No.
No
not at all.
tracking on it?
No, no tracking.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But at least you know you've got a present and a gift,
Got
and
a
you want
present,
some more of whatever
and-
they are.
hey.
What is the significance of the marking on there, 529, by the way?
I really didn't want to get too far into that, but I will, if just to make mention.
I'm just asking, man. I don't know what this 529 means
So
whatsoever.
529 is the date that our former executive director, operations manager,
No names, please.
I'm not giving any names, but that's the day he got fired.
Okay.
So,
Let's just- okay,
and
let's
I
leave-
really don't want to.
Let's look at the back of the shirt, and that's it. It's blank. So
It's
there's
blank.
nothing else on it.
Nope.
No fingerprints, no DNA. We're
Well,
not
the-
sending it to the state lab or anything.
There's a little
Doesn't-
DNA on there.
Doesn't smell like any cologne. Woman or man?
I think someone. No,
No,
not
nothing.
a woman's.
Okay, no word. Okay, so let's move forward. We see
Okay.
that we've got some controversy coming into the station now for whatever has happened in the past. But moving forward from that controversy of what's going on, my feeling is what has happened that has transpired what has changed with Saugus TV recently? Anything that the public or people should know about?
Yeah, what happened was the Board of Selectmen decided to nullify the contract dated July of 2012, which left us without a contract.
Tell me, what organization was that contract with?
The Board of Selectmen. Town
Okay,
Saugus.
but who were the parties?
It was SCTS.
Okay, well, what is SCTS?
Saugus Community Television Station.
Okay, and
It
what's
was-
this? What are they? A profit, non-profit, a 501,
Well,
H2O, whatever? You know, are they oil grease? What was it?
All right, let me explain. It's a little difficult. SCTS, I hate to use the word for-profit because it really wasn't for-profit because the way that the station obtained its funds came in the same way as the 501c3 did.
Has the 501c3 ever been dissolved? Is it still in play here now?
That's the whole thing is the 501c3 was never dissolved. So basically we were forced to go to a for-profit, if you will. And that whole time the lawyers, the town lawyers were trying to dissolve the 501c3.
Who was the town solicitor?
Well, actually, Ira Zalesnik, the current attorney for the Board of Selectmen, sorry, was the one trying to dissolve the 501c3 and wasn't successful. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I don't know. No one told us. We have no idea what happened or why, what didn't happen. We don't know. So with all that in mind,
I'm a little confused. Was there a court proceeding on that? Why would the board? Who was the entity that wanted to dissolve the 501c3?
it was the former Board of Selectmen.
The former, not the one that's in place now.
Not the current one.
Okay, so the former Board of Selectmen wanted to dissolve the 501c3.
Correct.
Okay, so that created some controversy. That created some problems and aggravation. But,
Well, I think-
basically, the 501c3, has it filed every year its annual reports all the time?
The current Board of Directors at SCTS, SCTV, right now, yes, we have.
So you're all up to date with those
we're up to
annual
date with
reports.
everything,
So
correct.
those have been done since 2007 and continued right through.
No. What happened was there was a lot of turmoil before this present board. I'm talking the SCTV, SCTS board. The board before that, the board from 2010, 2011, that time frame, those boards failed to do annual reports.
Well, now, if you're going to go back to a 501c3 status, you're going to have to file all those past reports, correct? And bring it all up to date to maintain that status. Otherwise, the 501c3 you have, from what my understanding is, will be dissolved. And then you'll have to come up to date and do something and file those reports to bring it up. So it seems like you've got a little bit of chaos in here in that from 2000. So the 501c3 status was stopped what year?
Wasn't stopped.
Okay, it wasn't stopped, so it's still in place, so those
Still in
reports are
place.
going to have to be filed.
In
But what
fact-
other reports did they file, to the best of your knowledge? That